what is our ultimate goal? What is our lifetime goal? Because you cannot, if you don't run your day, your day will run you, okay? And this lovely quote that goes as, a man who fails to plan, plans to fail. I'm a very big believer in that. I mentioned earlier, you've got so many businesses, right? And you still seem to achieve everything that you set your mind to. Same with me. And the reason we can achieve that is by planning your ideal day.
Hey guys, welcome back. Now, in the previous video, we spoke about the entrepreneurial trap. Like, if we're not careful, no matter how much we grow our business, we can still get stuck and never get the time freedom that we've always wanted. And so today's episode, we want to discuss the most important thing is designing your ideal. Like, what do you actually want out of your success, you know? And I remember working with Uma, who's my life coach. We really sat down and go, you know, what do I really want? How does my dream day look like? Because if you don't be proactive with it and design it, you're gonna feel like you're just stuck in the rat race. And no matter like how much more sales, how much more thing, you just feel like you're still doing the same thing. You're still busy. So yeah, Uma, let's talk about why did you decide that I needed to, you know, I remember coming to you, I was overwhelmed. And then, you know, you were like, you know what, let's design, what do you really want? And then let's take the audience through that.
Absolutely, yes. And the reason why that happens, the overwhelm, is the shiny syndrome, right? There's information overload. You look into something, something else comes up, and everything is around you, and you're like, you want to do everything, especially high achievers. We want to just make sure we have all of it right now, yeah? So what needs to be done there is to first understand what is our ultimate goal. What is a lifetime goal? Because you cannot, if you don't run your day, your day will run you, okay? And this lovely quote that goes as, a man who fails to plan, plans to fail. I'm a very big believer in that. I mentioned earlier, you've got so many businesses, right? And you still seem to achieve everything that you set your mind to. Same with me. And the reason we can achieve that is by planning your ideal day. So what does that mean like? So first thing, setting your master goal. So you want to know what's your vision, what's your mission, what do you value in your life? And once you know that, you want to just back engineer that and start that. So what do I do on a day-to-day basis that will allow me to have that vision, maybe 3 years hence, 5 years. But to do that, you cannot do it on the 5th year. You've got to do it right here from today, right? So designing your day, why we started with that was first we discussed about what you wanted to achieve in your life. So obviously freedom. Financial freedom, you know, freedom of location, and, you know, beautiful relationship and everything. But that comes when we know what you want to achieve. And then we started to think, so, okay, 5 years from now, Lynn, where do you see yourself? You gave me something. I said, 3 years from now. Then one, so we just come backtrack it. And then today, what do you need to do on an everyday basis so that you can have that life? And I know you wanted a holistic life.
Mm-hmm.
So what we mean by holistic life is when you look into your life, you've got the 8 dimensions, okay? The spectrums, that is your health, wealth, social, contribution, learning, family, relationships. Take whatever you want. Pick 8 spectrum of your life, right? It could be religion, spirituality. With that, then we see, how do we factor those into your day-to-day life? We've seen people, or even we've done that. 3 months gone, I'm like, oh, I never had a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't spend time with my family. Or I didn't go for my, hit my gym goals. That's because we just do what's needed at that time. There's, urgency mode, always switched on an urgency mode. So when you plan and know what you want to achieve, then you look into your day and we set your day like, okay, Lynn, how do you want your day to be like? Because all of us, we say that, I wish my day was like this. We don't have to wish, we just have to put it in place.
Mm-hmm.
So remember asking you, Lynn, how do you want your day to be? Do you want to share what you told me when I said, how do you want your day to be?
Yeah, and the good thing is that once I learned that technique, I've redesigned again and again my daily days.
Yes.
But I remember you asking me, like, what time are you going to be waking up? And, what would you be doing? Who would you be talking to? Who would you hang out with? And
what sort of conversations you would have?
Exactly. It was so clear. I mean, questions were made you force yourself to think really clearly, and yet it still felt dreamy. Like, I don't know, I can't remember. But now I'm living that. Like, I could literally go out and have a coffee. I remember hang out with my friends, have a conversation, and go to the gym and do all those things.
Yeah.
And back then, my business was, needed me more. And yet I've been able to achieve that goal now.
Yeah.
But I've been able to refine it, and that's the thing. I learned quick early on that after trying to achieve financial success, I realized it didn't make me happy. I needed to make sure that my love life was good, my family was good. And so you asked me, how much time do you want to spend with your husband? How much time do you want to spend with your kids? How much time do you want to dedicate to this? And then together, I decided, okay, I want to go away this many
Yes.
times. I want to go on dates this many
And
times.
you put that in your calendar.
Yes.
Remember, I said,
Yes.
Lynn, we need to factor it into your calendar right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And then how many times do you want to spend with your kids? Because unless you are fulfilling all those areas of life, you just won't be happy. You will feel like, what am I fighting for? What is
Exactly. We just spoke before we started, Lynn said, most entrepreneurs run, and then what am I even running for? I remember, someone saying at one time, what am I even running for?
Yeah. Why do you want to work so hard and have the money, and yet your health is falling apart because you don't have time to exercise. You don't have time to go and make yourself some good food because you're just busy. What's the point of working and getting more money and yet you don't have time to travel with your family? And like I said, my own husband is a great example because I watched him, and for 10 years that I've been married to him, he never feels like he has the time to step away to travel. It's because he hasn't had time to set the intention and go, what do I truly want? He says he loves his family, but yet he hasn't, that's why I encourage him to work with a life coach, because here's the thing, it's like he hasn't asked himself, okay, if I love my family and I want more time, how am I actually doing that?
Where do you go from A to B? Yes. Exactly. Where's the gap? How do you bridge the gap?
How will you achieve that if there's no plan in your daily,
in
your week calendar?
And I remember then we started to put them in the calendar. As we were doing the session, we wanted it to be in a calendar. And even now, when I look into my calendar, I use Google Calendar because you can put the colors, right? So when you see your calendar, I have green for learning, I have blue for working, I have pink for self-care, So you have these colors, and when you look at it, oh, my day looks balanced. I have all of it in my day. There might be some days that things can miss, and that's okay. But then live intentionally. Every action that you take is lived intentionally.
Yes. And so with something like this, I always encourage, and not that because Uma's my life coach, I don't want her to be your coach, but I would say that it's more effective when you work with a coach like Uma, because if you're sitting by yourself trying to come up with some ideas and things, there's no one to bounce the idea with and questioning you, is that truly what you want or whatever else? And so I found working with you really effective because you're like, think about it, like how would you imagine this? Or how would you feel like that? And so you're able to articulate your plan a lot better. You just basically end up achieving this outcome that you really want. So tell us a little bit about your coaching service. Like how do people work with you?
Yeah, so the way we work is that first of all, it has to be a fit. And most importantly, whether you're really committed, because yes, I can work with you, but at the end of the day, we need to have results. So working with me looks like first coming into a self-discovery session. So self-discovery session is to find out where you are right now, where do you want to get to, and where's the gap. So this gap could be based on your beliefs, based on your value system, based on something that's happening in your life that you've not really been aware of. So when you do a self-discovery session, you understand where the gap is. And once we understand the gap, then we come to a point where I'm going to see whether I can help you. If I can't help you, I will recommend you to anyone that can help you. But if I can help you, there are two questions that I'll ask you. How committed are you? On a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you? Because being committed and being interested are two different things. You could say, oh, I'm committed, but maybe if you're just interested, then you will only do when you feel like doing. But when you're committed, you do whatever it takes to make that a reality. So being committed. Second is, how much of a priority is this? That's not your priority. I know people who just commit to something, but then they won't prioritize it. So how much of a priority? And how soon you want to make the shift? If you say, maybe after 1 year. Okay, Sata, bye, see you. Let's see you in after 1 year. But if you want to do it right now, then that's when we start to work together. So it's a lot of investment in terms of time, energy, and without that, we cannot get results. And also no quick fix. If you say, overnight gimmicks, no. I know, Lynn, you wake up at 3 a.m.
Oh yeah, so that's my ideal day now. It sounds like horrible for other people, but it's actually my ultimate kind of day because I feel like I've gained so much time and clarity and energy, etc. So that's just my perfect day. It's not your perfect day, but that is why it's such a personalized service. Like when you're working with Uma, you will be customizing the solution to your problem because you might come in for this problem that you think you want to fix, but you need to fix something else in advance, otherwise that won't work.
Exactly, beautifully said. And there are people who come and say, I can't sleep. That's my problem. Uma, can you help me with sleep? Oh no, we need to work deep diver because there's something underlying problem. Because if you fix your sleeping problem, it's just a band-aid solution, but there's something deeper. So that problem could be not being good enough, not being loved enough, maybe one of those universal fears. and then to find out what that fear is and work on the fear, on the subconscious mind. So my work is all revolved around mindset. And I know, Lynn, how much of investment you've done in yourself. We call it life coaching. However, what we're doing is the mindset, working at a subconscious level to make those changes and, become your best possible version. One lifetime that we live. Let's just upgrade.
Yeah.
We keep upgrading houses, phones, and cars. When do we upgrade our brain and our mind? Isn't it?
Yes. And clean and declutter. I think that's another episode where we need to deep dive into your motivation, because I remember there was a time where I was motivated for the wrong reason. And
you remember that?
Yes. You're like, you're such an A player and you're hustling, but why? What's the problem? And then I realized there was some negative force that was pushing me,
exactly.
which we need to talk about that, because as an entrepreneur, you're starting a business, you really want it to be aligned with a positive, empowering reason, not just to prove someone wrong. At the time, I was proving my parents that I was worthy, and I didn't feel worthy, and hence I was doing all these things. But until you debunk all that, then entrepreneurship becomes a more enjoyable process. I'd love to hear what are some of your favorite tips that we've shared with you. What is your ideal day? What time would you wake up, and what is the most favorite thing you would be doing on your ideal day? Love to hear in the comments below. And anything else you want to share?
Yeah, there's more to talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about the next time.
We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
See you. Bye-bye.